Alright, so today, before I do a whole lot, I'm going to go to the warm-up. This is a circle. We know it is. We graphed this in the warm-up. The center was 2, -1, and radius 9, right? This expression, quantity x minus 2 squared, could have been x squared minus 4x plus 4 if you had written it out twice and FOIL it. Of course, why would anybody do that? Well, sometimes they do. And this expression y plus 1 could have been y squared plus a 2y plus 1 if somebody had gone the y plus 1 times the y plus 1, right? Equals 9. And then you could have simplified this to an x squared plus a y squared minus a 4x plus a 2y equals, let's see, bring out 8, equals 4, right? So this x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 2y equals 4 is the exact same, but just a different form of the equation of the circle up above. However, this doesn't do us any good. This is a terrible version of this because you can't find out what the center is, you can't figure out the radius, because some fool, we'll just say fool, FOIL it all out. Or some fool, say some fool, took it and multiplied it all out and got us this. It's like, well, what the heck? So sometimes we get them in that form and we have to fix them, okay? So you can see example 1, x squared plus y squared minus 4x, minus 8x plus a 4y minus 16 equals 0. We can't graph this because it's not in the right form. So we're going to do a cool thing called completing the square, okay? So how do you complete the square? Okay, step 1. Okay, step 1. Move C to the other side. Okay, and I'll demonstrate while I'm up here, okay? Objective is completing the square. And it is 5:25, okay? All right, I'll let you get caught up, okay? And I'm going to give you directions. I'm going to work this problem at the same time so you guys understand what I'm doing, okay? Completing the square so that we can get the equation circle, which is x minus h squared plus a y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay, that's our goal, is to get it so it looks like this so we can graph it, right? That's our goal, all right? So example 1, somebody multiplied it all out. How annoying. We're going to make this equation get into our standard form, okay? So step 1, move C to the other side. Well, C is the number all by itself. So I'm going to move C to the other side. So I'm going to add 16. You guys okay with that? Just plus 16 plus 16. And I'm going to rewrite x's with x's and y's with y's. So then I'm going to regroup x's together and y's together. So I'm going to go in this example, and I'll wait for you to get caught up. So I'm going to regroup x's together and y's together, okay? Leave a space. I'll show you what that means in a second, okay? Leave a space. So I'm going to rewrite. I'm going to go x squared minus 8x. I'm going to leave a space, okay? Leave a space plus, I'll leave a space right here, plus y squared plus 4y. I'm going to leave a space equals 16, okay? So what did I do? I moved C to the other side. So move the 16 over. I added 16. Okay, just went plus 16 plus 16. I regrouped it by putting the x's together. I got my x squared minus my 8x. And I regrouped the y's, right? Now I left a space because what I want to do is put a number here. I want to put a number here, okay? So the number I want to put here is this. So step 3. We're going to fill the hole, or fill the space with 1/2 b squared. I'll say it and then I'll do it. Okay, I'm going to say it and then I'm going to do it, okay? But I'm going to wait until you're ready, okay? This is actually pretty easy once you guys get the hang of it, okay? Okay, I'll say it. What's half, everybody, what's half of this number? What's half of this number? 4. What's 4 squared? We're going to put 16 right here, okay? What's half of this number? 2. What's 2 squared? We're going to put a 4 right here. So, I'm going to write it now. So, b is negative 8. 1/2 b squared is going to be a negative 4 squared, which is a 16. So, I'm going to go plus 16 there, okay? And over here, I have my b is 4. I'm going to go half of b squared is going to be, half of b is 2, and 2 squared is 4. So the whole point of doing that, the reason we do this whole step is so we can factor it. Now wait a minute, we've got a problem here. This, okay, we've got a problem. This is an equal sign. Equal sign is like a big old equal scale, right? I don't know if you guys have seen me do this before, right? I just dumped 16 on this side, and I just dumped another 4 on this side. It's not balanced, right? So to balance it, now we're going to add this step. We're going to make sure we add 16 to this side and add 4 to this side. Does that make sense? Because we're going to keep it balanced. So I'm going to add a step, okay? So we're going to say, fill the space with 1/2 b on, and then balance the equation and add to other side. Okay, so I'm going to balance it. So I added 16 here, I better add 16 here. I added 4 here, so I have to add 4 here. Okay, so I got to balance my equation. So here's my 16, I added 16, here's my 4, here's my 4, okay? So now it's balanced. Now, step 4, here's the biggie. Step 4, factor twice. The reason we do this little 1/2 b squared is it creates a trinomial that will be factored. So what times what makes 16? Well, 4 and 4. If I use a negative 4 and negative 4, it'll factor, right? I can factor this into an x minus 4, which can become an x minus 4 squared. Aha! We're starting to get something that looks like a circle, aren't we? So again, the reason we did all of this 1/2 b squared was to create a number that allows us to factor this. We got x minus 4 makes a negative 16, but also negative 8, which can be rewritten as an x minus 4 squared. Over here, what times what makes a 4? 2 and 2, and they will also make the 4y. So I'm going to go plus, I'm going to go y plus 2, and then that will factor into a y plus 2 quantity squared equals, well, what does it equal? What does it equal? I don't know. 32 plus 4 is 36, so it equals 36. And now we have it in a form that we can factor it. It's factored. Now I know where the center is. The center is at the point 4, negative 2. And I know my radius is going to be the square root of 16, which is 6. Okay? That is called completing the square. You're going to need to know that for pre-calculus. Okay, turn the page. Okay, number 2. It says graph the circle. So we're going to have to do that whole process all over again so that we can graph it, right? So first of all, step 2. Okay, example 2. What was the first step we did? Number 1. Move c to the other side, right? Okay, so I'm going to go plus 6, right? And I'm going to regroup it, okay? And regroup x's together and y's together and leave a space. Okay, so I'm going to do that, okay? So I'm going to go, all right, I'll have an x squared minus 2x, leave a space, leave a space, plus y squared plus 6y, leave a space, because I want to fill the hole, equals 6, okay? So we've done step 1, step 2. Step 1, move C to the other side, and step 2, regroup x's, regroup y's, and leave a space. I did that. Okay, now we're going to take 1/2 b. 1/2 b squared. So b is -2. So I'm going to go 1/2 of b squared is 1/2, so half of b squared, so which is a -1 squared, which is a +1. Okay, so I took half of this number. Half of this number is -1. -1 squared is a +1, so I'm going to put a +1 here and balance it. Okay. Okay, I also have a b over here because I got to do it for x's and I got to do it for y's. Okay, so the b over here, I've got my b over here is equal to 6, right? Half of 6 is 3, and 3 squared is 9, right? So half of 6 is 3, 3 squared is 9, I get 9. So add 9 here, and I'm going to balance it and add 9 here, okay? So half of this number, you probably won't do this. I'm sure you'll just look at it and do it in your head. But I show all the steps. Right? Half of that was -1. -1 squared is 1. Half of this is 3. 3 squared is 9. I balance it. Make sure you balance it. So I added 1. I got to add 1 here. I added 9. Okay, now this will factor. Okay, go back to my steps. Okay. Okay, fill in the space with 1/2 b squared. I did that. Balance the equation. I did that. And add to. And then step 4, factor twice. So let's factor twice. This will factor into an x minus 1, x minus 1. Multiples of 1 that add up to -2, x minus 1, x minus 1, or it's going to become just a x minus 1 squared. The second one will factor into a y plus 3, or, right, or a y plus 3 quantity squared equals 16. I like that. Okay, now if I have to graph this, I can do that. Let's see, I've got graph paper around here somewhere. I had graph paper. Got lots of graph paper. So now if I want to graph this, it's easy, huh? So I know my center is at 1, -3, and my radius is the square root of 16, which is 4. And I'm going to graph this. And we'll go to 1, -3. Radius of 4, so I'm going to go out 4, back 4, up 4, down 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Looks like a potato. It's okay. Potato, circle, whatever it may be. Okay, what do you think? Okay, last but not least, solve the system. Okay, now there's 2 ways to do it. One, we could do it algebraically, and that'll work. I could plug this in for y, and I could do a whole bunch of algebra, okay? Or I can graph it. Now I'm going to try graphing it first, because if it works by graphing, and I can get the answers by graphing, that's even easier, okay? So first of all, let's see if graphing works. So this is a circle, definitely, right? A circle has a center at 0, 0, and it has a radius of 1. Okay, so let's see if I can graph that first, okay? See what kind of answer I get. All right. This 0, 0, radius of 1. It's a pretty little circle, isn't it? This is a line. It doesn't look like a line the way it's written, but this is a line. I could rewrite as a y equals a 1/2 x plus 1/2. Okay, now look, I just divided by 2, 1/2 x. You see the 1/2 x plus 1/2? So I could start at 1/2, a slope of up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, down 1, back 2. Looks to me like it's right there. Now that's kind of gives me a visual, but doesn't really give me a very good answer. So doggone it, we may have to do some algebra. I can do some algebra. So how do we do the algebra? We're going to have to substitute, all right? I've got an idea that might be some decimal answer. I'm not sure. That looks like this does look like the point -1, 0 is where it intersects. But let's find out algebraically. So to do it algebraically, I'm going to do a substitution. And when I do substitution, I like to write them side by side. X squared plus y squared equals 1 with my y equals my x plus 1 over 2, okay? Because when I do substitution, I like to be able to have both equations side by side. We've done this before, but now we're going to do a circle. So I'm going to take and plug x plus 1 in for y, okay? Let's see how that works. X squared plus x plus 1 over 2 squared equals 1, okay? All right, this simplifies into an x squared plus a 2x plus 1 over 4 equals 1. All right, what did I do? I want to make sure you guys see what I did. I wrote x plus 1 times x plus 1. I FOILed it. And then I got it over 4 because I squared that. But x plus 1 is x squared plus 2x plus 1, right? Now I'm still solving. I don't like fractions. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like fractions. So if I multiply everything by 4, remember how we did fractions before? If I multiply by the denominator, it gets rid of it. I'll have a 4x squared plus an x squared plus a 2x plus 1 equals 4. So multiply everything by 4. And then I got a 5x squared plus a 2x minus 3 equals 0, because I brought this over. And I think this factors. 5x, x, 3, 1. We're going to have a positive and a negative equals 0. All right, this is my kind of problem. Yes, Ellie? I got the 5x? Yeah, you'll see it. 1x squared, 4x squared. It's okay, don't worry about it. It's a good question. Always ask, right? So then after I factor, this is a good extra credit problem. That's why I probably threw it out there, right? So you guys would see what you're looking at for extra credit. So then if I do my mini equations, I've got a 5x minus 3 equals 0. So x equals 3/5. That's probably that one right there, right? And then the other, if I have an x plus 1 equals 0, x equals -1, that's probably that one, okay? So what do I have? I've got points. I've got a point at -1 something, but I know it's -1, 0. I can plug it in. I know it's got to be 0. And then I get another point at 3/5 something. So to get the something, its corresponding y value, I got to plug it in. Probably right there, okay? So I got y equals, if I plug in 3/5, same thing as decimals, 0.6 plus 1 divided by 2. Let's see, that's 1.6 divided by 3.2. Should be 3.2. Can't be. 0.8. I can, it is Tuesday morning. How about 0.8? That's going to be 1.6 divided by 2, or 0.8. There we go. So I've got 2 points of intersections. There they are. Whoo, that was a good problem. I like that one, huh? You guys probably didn't like that problem at all, did you?